Hello there, YouTube land, America, and all the ships at sea. Let's talk about crazy Bernie and crazy every Democrat, including Kamala Harris and all of them, and their plan to, well, ruin the U.S. economy. Let's see here. Medicare for all. What a great idea. Hey, I got an idea. Overnight, let's put 2.6 million American employees out of a job from the health insurance industry. That won't have an effect on the economy. That won't cascade, mortgage defaults like the 2008. That's just the start of it. Let's see here. First of all, the American left has just gone stupid because it's not about helping anybody. It's about attacking the rich. And understanding that when it comes down to saying we're actually going to do this, oh, but the poor people aren't going to have to pay for it. We'll just tax the shit out of the rich people and make them pay for it, which won't work. If you look at any other place in the world that has health care, in England, it's like our FICA and Social Security taxes. You know, if you don't pay federal income taxes, you still are paying FICA and Social Security taxes. That's on $1. If you made $100, something's coming out of your paycheck for SSN and FICA, and I think it's broken down to like 3 or 4 of them now. I don't get a paycheck anymore. So in most countries that have a socialized health care, that kind of health care program, $1, money's coming out to pay for it. And they won't do that. I guarantee you it's going to be, oh no, we're only going to tax rich people to pay for it. Or, well, we'll only tax the poor people a little bit. And it doesn't work. So think of all the other issues here. I broke down one time before, if you look at how much taxes that Americans pay, the top payers in America pay about the same thing as these big socialized countries. And there are a couple exceptions there. A couple of them that do tax the living crap out of people. But like Denmark, that's always the gold standard. Well, there's a lot of problems. They have one tax rate. Now they do have some value-added tax and stuff that you're paying that as a consumption tax. But they have one federal tax rate because they don't have states like we do. They don't have a national government and state governments. So they pay one tax rate. And then they do pay some secondary taxes on their paycheck. But the totality of that and their maximum rate is only, I think I looked up for, and you can look it up, it's like 58% or something like that. Well, if you take the U.S. tax rate, in California, it's maximum 10%, unless you make over $1 million a year, then it's a 3% surcharge, it's 13%. FICA, Social Security, all those other taxes, and the federal tax rate, you're paying like 54, 55%. We're like 3 or 4% off from some of the highest taxed countries in the world that supposedly pay for all this stuff. Because Americans, we got all these taxes, but we also have all this spending. We want to spend money on everything. Well, there's rich people, so we can just tax people and spend money. We spend the third most on education of any country in the world. Yet we have the 17th worst results. Because all it is to liberals is about the spending of the taxing and the spending, well, mostly the taxing. They ain't worried about the spending. They just want to spend so they can have a reason to tax. So again, it's going to come down to trying to burden that. So they're going to kick 2.6 million people out of their jobs. We're going to crash an entire industry of companies. And what do you think it's going to do to the stock market? So you have all of a sudden this poof of unemployment. We're going to have stock market problems. You're going to have banking problems because there's a lot of people now not going to be able to afford shit. That's going to cascade to bigger unemployment problems. You're going to go massively in debt because the rich are going to get, let's be honest. If I had, let's say even just a small number, $5 million. If I have $5 million in the bank and I'm making 8% a year on it, what's that? $40,000 a year? $400,000 a year. Say I'm making $400,000 a year. Zeros, decimal points. Wow. And living comfortable in that $400,000 a year. But all of a sudden they're saying, I'm going to tax you. Well, if I'm making that money, I'm investing somehow. It's not just coming to me out of thin air and magic. So then let's say that they come up and say, well, if you've got $5 million, you're making that much money and you're a single man, you don't need all that much. So we're going to tax you like, a maximum state tax or federal tax of 60% or 70%. Or let's just say 60 even. Then I pay my Georgia 6% and a self-employment tax if I'm making income. Now I pay on that income if it's deemed as income tax, not capital gains. So next thing you know, it's 60 and 6, and now I'm paying 7% income tax. I'm risking my $5 million that I could lose it to make money that's going to be mostly taken from me. At that point, I will try and live off the $5 million. I'm not young, but I'm not old. But at that point, no, I'm not going to invest anymore, because if you're just going to take what I will live, I will have no income. Therefore, I will pay no income taxes. And there's a lot of people that have enough money to do that. All of a sudden, your tax revenues are going to go down the damn tube. Either that or restructure and say, well, I'll restructure it where I'm not coming at that yearly income. I'll take it, as it grows over longer periods and pay capital gains. And then if y'all mess with the capital gains, then it's going to be, well, I'll just live on what I got. I might not, over the course of time, might not have as much to live on, but I ain't going to starve. So God forbid if I had 10, 15, $20 million, and that would definitely be the case. Because, you'd never want for anything. As is now, even with what I got, I would readjust if the taxes went up really, really high, I would readjust how I invest or what I invested in to make that difference. So you're going to shift the burden of all of that onto the rich, who are going to change the way they make income because they can. All that too, and let's face it, all that is to limit the tax burden. And so you won't have money to pay for it. Debt goes to the deficit, national debt and deficit goes through the roof. Potentially problems from that. You definitely have unemployment problems from that. Unemployment shoots above 10% because you just kicked 2.6 people and maybe even crash the stock market. So it'll never happen. And they're ginning up all this, probably even knowing it's not going to happen. You're going to kick, 188 million people off the health insurance. You're going to instantly unemploy 2.6 million people at once. You're going to crash an entire industry, and the stocks that go along with them. Bringing the whole stock market down. It's going to cause a panic. And all that would happen within like a month at once. You're going to then shift a taxing burden that's going to be way too much. It's going to cause the people who can change the way they make money to change the way they make money. You won't get the revenues. Then you don't have the money to pay for the stuff you want to pay for. And it's all just stupidity. It's not thought of. If these are our leaders, if these are people who are supposed to lead our country are out there saying this, and they have no damn clue about what they're talking about or what the consequences would be, they're too damn stupid to be in the position they're in. If you voted for these idiots thinking you heard this and it sounds good, I might say, okay, I can maybe accept that, well, it just sounds good to you, or you don't think about all, don't have the economics knowledge and education to think about all that. But quite frankly, if you believe in it, you're a damn idiot. It won't work. It's just like, there's rich people. We just tax rich people. Well, show me the number. It'll just work. Trust me. And that's what all you get from these damn stupid freaking liberals. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be, because obviously if it's liberal, it works by magic. So A, it's never going to happen. To do all this, you will need 60% House and Senate. And if they go nuclear, that. B, if it does work, if they do get enough control to do it, they get House, Senate, presidency. Even if they went nuclear at 50%, I don't think it would. I don't think either party's going to have all three for a while. Well, I don't know. Trump may get it in 2020, because I think enough Americans know better. I hope. And if it does actually happen, if they get that and they do like Obama did and have that done in the first 6 months, within the first year of that administration, the economy has collapsed. Period, point blank. And if you don't think so, you're just a damn idiot and too stupid to vote.